Welcome back to the ForeverVerse, a mysterious tale of explorers jumping from life to life, facing game mechanics that are not their own, hoping the next adventure will be the one to lead them home. Thank you so much for joining us again as our adventure continues. Amy and Jason have a song they would like to reprise for you. You may have remembered it from our little adventures in World War II pre-Normandy when we were playing Werewolf the Forsaken. But they would like to play for you The Rage Within. And if you missed it the first time, well, now's your chance. Take it away, guys.
There's only one way to survive. All the demons feeding on your sins, it'll tear you up inside. The wicked evil rage within, trying to kill it peace before you fall. But it's the only reason you have a life at all. The rage within, feel it sinking in. The rage within, say goodbye to what you've been. Everyone's an enemy. You can't recognize your friends, so you show them on the air with the rage within.
The demon's taking hold. You're a victim of a parasite, the possession of your soul. Going with a will to fight, choke you till you're beaten, you can't breathe. Bare your teeth and red's the only color that you see.
The rage within, feel it sinking in. The rage within, say goodbye to what you've been. Everyone's an enemy. You can't recognize your friends, so you show them on the air with the rage. The rage within, feel it sinking in. The rage within, say goodbye to what you've been. Everyone's an enemy. You can't recognize your friends, so you show them on the air with the rage within.
Thanks, guys. That was awesome. As always, that was The Rage Within, a reprise from Werewolf the Forsaken. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. If you're in the U.S., we appreciate you spending time with us as the holidays are starting to ramp up and everything's starting to get thanksy and givingsy and Christmassy and Kwanzaa and Hanukkah and everything else around the side. In the meantime, our group is still trapped in the world of Thea, exploring the majesty and romanticism of the Seventh Sea, presented by John Wick Presents, where swashbuckling, dueling, and magic are aplenty, and yet at this stage, no Jimmy or anyone from the other side yet to guide them in this next adventure. Only one quick announcement I'd like to give to you guys today. We actually heard from John Wick Presents, who are the makers of Seventh Sea, and they actually wanted to offer you, our viewers, the people who watch ForeverVerse, a 15% discount on the books or anything from their store if you use the code ForeverVerse. That's ForeverVerse is the code. And yeah, 15% off their entire store, and that includes the new Heroes and Villains PDF that's currently being released. We're actually going to be getting the sortie deck, as well as the GM screen once those are announced and launched. They're currently in layout. It's called the sortie deck.
Cool.
but it's essentially their tarot deck, which, as you can see, I occasionally use. It's just a standard tarot deck. It's fun, but I'm excited to get the official one. But until then, our adventure continues tonight. So in our last episode, the players sprung a trap in the middle of the old cellar of the plantation, sitting on the... what would it be? It'd be on the west side of Mercleon. Fateless was left unconscious from a poison dart trap, and Milton brought down a rainstorm that would make the gods themselves smile. Dispatching several masked men, the team chased a mysterious individual shrouded and escorted out into the main dining area of the plantation, where Stella now stands, heels, and you're still your gallantry dress from the parade, I would assume.
Yeah, remember? Because I used it as a mask.
As a mask, that's right. Laying it all out. So Stella poised and ready to strike on the dining table with both Alejandro and Milton in pursuit. Nicole, in a daring attempt to reveal the secret identity of the individual, dashed forward in the robes of the fallen and peered under the sheet. And that gets us up to speed where we're at right now. So I will begin by telling you that in this gallant dash to move forward and try to reveal the secret identity of the person that these masked men are trying so desperately to get out of arm's reach of you, you see who I presume you know as to be Nicole, or Jade, as we know her on the other side, run up, and you can see this masked figure lift a robe up, and in a single gasp, you hear her audibly as she crumples, lifeless to the floor.
What?
Hopefully not lifeless, just
Oh my god.
Nicole?
Yeah, Nicole / Jade. As you literally stand on this table, you watch as this moment happens, and you can see the 4 people who were escorting the individual at the moment look at her briefly, but then seem to have a moment where they, as if someone was talking to them, they snap out of it and begin to continue ushering him forward.
What just happened?
That is a really good question.
That's all we saw? That's all?
You saw Nicole lift the blanket up,
And then pass out.
have an audible gasp. She attempted to get a word out as if to scream it, and in mid-word was cut off and slumped to the floor. If you would like...
But she didn't disintegrate or anything, right? She didn't pull an Obi-Wan? She just...
Oh, that's how I interpreted it too.
It's not Obi-Wan.
No, lifeless, not.
But we don't know if
disappeared.
it was like another, dart, a knockout dart, the way that Fateless got it, or if it was of her own shock that, you see something so
She saw
shocking you
something,
pass out.
Yeah.
Could have been.
I don't know.
What if
By
it
the
was...
way,
Traumatic event.
we put it was raining outside.
Yeah, so you're outside under a
put
tree.
your body under a tree so that you
thank
didn't
you.
get too wet.
Fateless. You do wake up amongst wild shrubbery
You dumped me in a shrub. Thanks, guys.
with soaking to the brim and a wicked hangover that it makes your brain feel like somebody took it and hit it with a hammer a few times. It's right there.
Right.
Yeah. But you wake up and the small prick that you felt, you put your hand up to your neck and feel a feathered piece of wood.
Guys, you didn't even pull a dart out? You left the dart in my neck.
They needed to work some things out.
I love you guys so much. Thank you. It's good to know.
Be a different dog.
I
distinctly remember.
You know what?
So you move the body,
There was 2 darts.
but left the dart.
That must have been it. There was 2 darts.
What if it was like still leaking poison into my...
We had there was like...
There's a poison gas cloud.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What is it?
No, I understand
There was
there's a
a
lot
lot
going on, but you managed to get me under a tree,
Yes.
Yeah.
but not. Okay.
They will make me think.
By the way, beautiful mini of Fateless. sitting
Yeah.
right
I have a reveal video that I'll post.
there. Yeah, that's pretty
social
cool. If you want to
media
see the
stuff.
detail of
good.
it, that's
Yeah.
special
Reveal
thanks to
video.
Iron Tusk Miniatures, by the way, who makes amazing paintings. You can see him on Facebook.
Yeah, this is awesome. And
I have a
Oh.
Nicole here too,
Ooh.
but I think we'll wait for her to get back.
Yeah, Trisha is on her way to Thanksgiving.
Yeah, on to Thanksgiving.
enjoy,
Oh,
Trish.
it's Thanksgiving
It's,
time, the holidays. It's wonderful.
But
What
Fateless,
a tease.
you wake up and all of your friends are gone. No one's around you, and you see the open door of the cellar amongst the whoom, 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 whoom that's
Pounding.
permeating your brain.
I'm gonna remove the dart.
No, don't!
Okay, gotta roll for it.
Yeah,
Perhaps it would bleed, and we couldn't stop the
Yes, we
bleeding.
thought that it
Kept
hit it.
in.
And
It hit a vital artery, so we were afraid that all of her blood would come gushing out, so we left it in place.
it looked real sexy in there. So
I swear.
Removing the dart, sir.
We are such terrible friends.
we added this.
are you interested in this dart, or are you just like flicking it into the
I'll
trash?
give it a cursory glance.
In the midst of combat, Milton goes, I feel like I forgot something.
You're crazy. Keep fighting. Keep fighting.
A cursory glance shows that it's a small piece of hollowed out wood with some very colorful feathers. It's not what you would normally think of like an indigenous dart that's just kind of like loosely tied on. It's very eloquently crafted.
Let's go ahead and keep that
Okay.
somewhere. Where it's not gonna poke me.
In that tunic pocket
Yes.
of yours.
Somewhere where it's not gonna hurt this clever little pouch I have on my side.
Oh, look at that! Look at that! Look at
This pouch.
that! That's brilliant. So think about how you would like to approach this situation while I continue to, well, see how these three are going to pan out in the midst of the dining room. So the first thing that you notice is that these men, or Stella, you're actually cutting off their escape path at the moment, since you got ahead of them and you slapped down on that dining room table with the chutzpah of one that can only be presented in dress and stilettos. I still have this wonderful image of you coming down from the rafters in stilettos and just ta-ta with
Yeah.
the dust coming up inside of the old plantation.
yeah, it comes with one of those like Spanish dance bolero poses.
But did you come out of the superhero landing, or did you just land in a Spanish?
Oh, like a
stance?
crouch?
Did you do the 3-point stance landing? I mean, with the
think I
stilettos,
bent-
it probably
Yeah, I
would
think
be a
I
good
bent my
idea.
knees appropriately so that I didn't like
right.
die. But no, I don't think I crouched all
Not
the
quite
way.
3 points.
And
So that's
if
the
Yeah.
Beyonce landing, just with like the beautiful bent legs and.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Okay.
And if I may rattle your feathers a little bit, I will say that
Do your worst.
your outfit was decidedly trashed and cut up in your escapades going up and down, up, across and down.
All right, I can make that work for me.
Sounds good.
believe you
So
can.
here's the situation. You have 4 men and a masked figure. The prone body of Jade, or Nicole, laying around. You have Stella, who is currently covering the long table leading in the midst of this glorious dining room, which, by the way, to paint a picture of this dining room a little bit, it is amidst a second-tiered balcony. So there's a large open dining room that has a servant's entrance, the door leading to the kitchen, and a double door French doors that lead out into like the smoking chamber, the study.
And this was all underground.
No, you went up the stairs.
Oh, okay.
Is it? It's on
Yeah,
the
you went
second
up the
floor.
stairs from the cellar
Right.
into
On a-
into the prep room, then through the kitchen, now into the dining room.
Because
Are
we
there-
never actually went. That's right. Because we never went in the front door. We always went in the side.
Are there windows?
In the dining room, no. No, there is no windows. For the sake of dramatic purposes,
Yeah,
let's
what
give
about-
you a window.
What about the French door? If
A
it's
window
balcony, there might
of
be a French
opportunity.
door.
Shame on you. Yes, there is a window of opportunity in the dining room.
When
available
Ivan
for
knocks
you.
out a character, somewhere he opens a window.
But most importantly, do know that there is several large pieces of armor as well as coat of arms, and several long linens that seem to be part of drapery on said window of opportunity, which, by the way, is at the end of the dining table. So there's a fireplace with a beautiful coat of arms at one end, presumably the host side of the table.
Is the fire burning?
The fire's not, because this place has been abandoned.
Oh, okay.
In fact, most of the things, including the table that you're on, have been covered. It's one of the reasons the dining table has nothing on it. There's no cutlery, there's no silverware of any sort. You're on a flat table. And then towards the end of the table, towards the guest side, there is that window of opportunity with two very long, beautiful draperies going up both stories. And then you can see there is a second-tiered balcony that literally covers the entire perimeter of this dining room, with a small columned balcony that overlooks it. It stands about 3 feet tall or so. So, if you'd like something that we can all relate to.
I was thinking that you meant on the same floor of the dining room. There's a balcony on the outside.
No, I'm talking
but
about
you're
second floor.
on the second floor.
This dining room is two stories
It's like
tall.
they're here and they're looking down on the dining room.
Kind of like that
Yes.
whole library landing that they have in some libraries.
If you'd like something that's even more picturesque, of all of us can relate to, did anyone play the first Resident Evil?
I don't think so.
No, but I think I do.
Never
know what you're
mind.
talking about.
Yes!
So this library, this dining room looks like a zombie dog.
It's a bit of a. That's an
It-
interesting leap. I
It
don't know
has
that-
the opportunity to be a zombie dog.
That's the opportunity of a zombie dog.
But no, what's important is that this is a 2-story dining room, right?
High ceilings.
I can see it.
High ceilings.
Okay.
Oh, and of course, because it is a 2-story, it has a beautiful chandelier that sits down and is actually level with the second floor, so that you look upon the chandelier from the second floor balcony and then gaze down upon the dining room table.
Oh, I like that.
Does that make sense? And there is, again, the double doors, the servants' quarters, and then there's the double doors that lead into the main room, and then there's the single door, a single door that presumably leads to the smoking area. I forgot what they call that room in a proper mansion.
Not the boudoir.
It's like
not to study the. It's
Cigar
right.
room.
I'm not gonna.
we'll call it the cigar room.
Right.
But then there's also the double doors that lead to the main room, and then the servants' quarters, of which you're coming out of right now, as they came in, and still it has come down onto the main. And these 4 men stop with the masked figure, or the covered figure. That's there, and they stop because they didn't expect to see Estella waiting for them. So that is your situation.
Great.
An almost naked Stella.
An almost naked Stella, ripped and torn with her dress.
No, not
almost naked?
No,
When did that
no.
happen?
You said your dress
I mean,
was
it's
torn.
been.
Dress
And
got
you had
all
already
shattered.
ripped off parts of it.
Yeah, you
No,
had,
that's the old one.
That was the old. No, she's in that new fancy that we.
Stella has many stages
I
of
know,
dress.
there's
Right?
so many costume changes.
I'm fully dressed in ripped clothing, and it's very strategic. There's no nothing, no nipples not so.
It was your Oyster Festival dress that got beaten up because you
I'm
ran across
hiding
the
with
rafters.
people.
of it.
I was about to say there was a lot of running and jumping and.
Well, yeah, I swung from the rafters, and that's how I got. I actually ran across the rafters. I swung up to the rafters.
So because
and
of
that's when I fell down.
because of this situation, even just to do a little retcon here, you probably would have come up to the rafters, come up to that balcony and jump down from the balcony.
If it's not
onto
okay,
it.
so if it's not that, then what I did was climb up one of those curtains, Tarzan swing to the chandelier, and then drop down.
Hey, look! Thank you. That's a
Thank you.
That's our
Hey.
subscription.
Nice.
All right.
That's a Benny.
Got it
for-
right.
Benny.
Let's go.
Yay.
Where's the Benny
Where's the
bowl?
Benny bowl?
Cruise, what was
Where's
that?
the Benny bowl?
Where's the
I'll get it.
Would you
It
mind
was a
getting the Benny
seagull.
bowl?
So you already incorporated the chandelier? I was going to try to incorporate the chandelier.
She did the.
No,
No, I did.
Oh well.
Wait,
that's
what's
the
that?
same. That's our regular sub sound.
Oh,
But
the seagull one's better.
Oh yeah, we're
one's a little
supposed
more
to dance.
appropriate.
But I feel like we
More
should get up and
game
do something.
appropriate.
It's Pavlovian for me now. I hear it and I have a hard time.
Yes, please.
Oh,
That must be another one.
junk food.
Oh, I by the way, what's that?
yeah.
That's a mic test. Great. Okay. No worries.
No, it was another Benny. It was definitely ignore him.
Was that first one real?
The first one was real.
Okay.
Yes.
If it walks like a Benny and it sounds like a Benny, it's a
Thank
Benny.
you, whoever you are, for
Yes,
Bennying
thank
us.
you.
We appreciate it.
So that's your situation, everybody. What would you like to do? What's your approach?
Well, I haven't used. Let's just say I haven't used the chandelier yet because I want to see what he does with it.
Well, I don't know what I was going to do with it. Go ahead and use
okay.
it.
What
Which is
all that
thinking
matters, Stella, is that you're on that dining room table.
Okay,
dramatically standing.
I want to
lot of room
rip
to
off
move
somebody's
around.
mask and make out with them.
Okay. Crazy.
Bet you didn't see that one coming, huh, Ivan?
Something sexy?
He's like, let me switch to the makeout portion.
Yeah, let me see. Making out, page 5. So that
They were smart, they'd
sounds.
have put it on page
and what is
69.
and that's what you would like to do, but that's a very specific action.
Okay.
But remember, your approach is kind of how you want to tackle the situation because you're going to be
Oh.
spending raises.
Okay, so what I'm gonna try to do is,
Based on this approach.
basically shock and awe, surprise the fuck out of them,
Right.
and basically take them out of the scene, like very.
You want to eliminate a potential threat with some sexual inspiration.
Yeah, I want them incapacitated for a minute.
All right. Well, then let's do some panache and tempt, shall we?
I had some very.
Anyone else have an approach they're interested in?
I think Fateless does.
What?
It's good to have you back, Damion.
It's good to be back. So let's. I'm going to listen for any sounds that might clue me in as to where my companions are.
Right. Wits plus notice.
Wits plus notice.
Alejandro and Milton.
Milton is going to run over to where Nicole collapsed
Same thing.
to make sure that she's okay.
It will be
Alejandro's
amongst
gonna do the same
4 other men and that figure.
But I was pursuing them anyway.
You were.
so-
I'm just saying you will get into their. You will definitely get amongst their threat zone if
Sure.
you're going to run up to their body.
That's
turn their
fine.
body.
I'm gonna risk it. I already have my sword out.
Yes.
From the fighting that we've been doing.
Right.
From the guys I killed. And the main thing is to go up and try to get her out of that threat zone.
You wanna get her out
right?
of that
to
threat
either
zone.
like to drag her body away to make sure she's okay. That's what Milton and I are gonna do. That's what
So
we're
you're
gonna
both going to go and try. So it's not about engaging them,
Right.
As much
More
as
like
you would
getting
like to
her.
try to hold them off while you get Nicole
do. Exactly.
out of the place.
Yeah, we'll defend ourselves, but that's what we're doing.
All right. Well, they've already shown themselves to be pretty aggressive towards you.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. For them.
Well, then in that case, Milton, how would since that's kind of. Why don't you tell me what you think approach is best on that? Because that to me sounds like finesse and athletics. And if you're going to be holding them off with swordplay, that to me sounds like finesse and weaponry.
But I think that going into it, going into that fray, so to speak, I feel
Would you like to do weaponry too?
No, I feel like Milton would definitely try to intimidate them to back away from her.
Oh, I see.
You know.
So you want to try to like more bluster to get them away.
Yeah, intimidate /
Okay.
I don't know whether it's resolve or panache, but
You probably panache is still that's a very social thing that you're doing, and then it would be panache and intimidate. Absolutely.
okay.
So you're all attacking them on a very social level. So, great. Well, let's make our raises then.
2.
2.
Cuatro.
Also quattro.
Great.
That's Spanish for 4.
Si, senor.
Gotcha.
Count.
Cuatro. All right.
I'm doing the
Oh,
count.
I got 4.
No, count.
I'm looking at
Count.
2. Great.
French for 4.
I got 4.
Well, the cuatros go first.
All right, you're up.
I will.
So for a raise, well, you tell me what, and then I'm not going to lead you.
Obviously, they're not where they were. They moved in the house. Do I have an idea of how long I've been out? How wet am I? Is it still
It's
raining?
still dark.
40 years.
It was not raining when you fell asleep.
Is it raining now?
It is pouring outside.
Okay, so it's gonna make hearing anything difficult.
And the only thing that you notice that is different is that the cellar doors have been swung open.
Right. Make more sense to follow them and move around the house. I'm gonna move around the house because it's more dramatic.
You want to go around the house?
Yeah, I'm gonna start. I'll pick that way
Right.
and start moving around the house, looking for signs of any kind of activity or.
Great. I think for a raise, Actually, this isn't even a challenging thing. As you continue to walk around the building, you notice the architecture of this plantation home. It's very beautiful, and it doesn't seem to have been abandoned terribly recently. Okay. There's not a lot of wear on it. It doesn't have the pristine effect that someone with a gardener coming in every week or even every day to it, but it does not look worn down.
Right.
As you continue to kind of scatter and look through it, you can see as lightning slaps, and you see as a light illuminates for a moment. And as the rain continues to pour down, and you're constantly pushing water out of your face as you slog through the different kind of, the dirt, now mud, kind of pathway leading around the house. Mm-hmm. And as you continue to move around, a lightning flash strikes again. As briefly you see the illuminated figure of Stella through a window, sitting on top of a dining room table with 4 men, swords drawn, pointing at her in masks and red robes.
Sounds like she needs assistance. Okay, is there anything I can step on to leap through the window? I'd imagine there'd be at least a windowsill, but probably, maybe there's like some kind of outcropping or something of that nature. Okay, I'm going to.
I want you to paint this picture for me. I don't want you to tell me.
Noticing that my friend, at least one of my friends, is in trouble, and she's sitting there facing forward, I can only assume that the rest of them are not doing, terribly well. I will scout the area and notice that there's a little outcropping sitting in front of the window, like a little just window dressing that actually comes out far enough to make good footing.
Yeah.
I will draw my sword.
Yes.
Check to make sure it's not too rusty. Pull out my hand axe, give it a spin to get all the, whatever water is on there off. And then I will check my footing and notice that there's a nice gravel path there with a little bit of stepping stones that I can use. Kick off the old boots, take a running start, jump up on that thing, cross the arms, and come through the window.
Yeah!
Aggressively.
Cool.
I will make it even better for you, Fateless. Would you like to spend a raise to take 1 or 2 of them out?
Yes!
Okay.
Most certainly.
All right. Take 2 raises to take out 2 of the brute squad.
Mm-hmm. Yay!
And tell me how it happens.
Okay. So, taking that stepping leap off the outcropping, crossing the arms, I burst through the window and land on the table, full stride. Full stride, coming forward. Stella's moving to the side to do the thing that she's about to do to kiss the one guy. Yeah. The other guy, obviously, all of them are distracted by the fact that a very large man has just jumped through the window that crashed. And as I come in, I'm actually going to drop into a knee slide and slide the rest of the way across the table, barreling into one of them with my foot.
Yeah.
And as he goes down and I land on him, I'm going to take the back of the. I'm not even kill. Actually. Are we killing people?
Oh yeah, I definitely killed a lot of dudes.
Well, then he's gonna catch a nice, low hand axe, and then a nice stab right to the midsection of the second guy, and then I'm gonna pull it out and drop my hand axe into the first guy that I landed on.
Yeah.
And then reassess the situation and see what's going on.
Great. All right. That sir was beautiful enough that I'll give you a hero point for that.
Thank you.
Classy. That was some
swashbucklery
stuff. That was some swashbucklery. That's the word I was looking for. All right, so you watch as these two robed men, one just tumbles over each other as he takes a hand axe right into his chest, and the other one, as they both slump down, and you can see as both of the brute squad turns towards you, completely ignoring Stella at the moment. Only 2 left.
How dare they?
And they turn on you, dealing 2 damage. Just regular damage, not dramatic. So.
Well, this gives me a dramatic wound.
That will give you a dramatic wound then. Then, as you slide down, take 2 around, and you come back up, one of them will catch you on guard as you're coming up, and you will feel the cut of one of their rapiers as you come back up to the top into your full ready stance.
This displeases me.
Who else had 4? Milton.
So Milton runs up to the group that's the fray that we were talking about, where Nicole's body was, and he puts his staff down and he goes, "You dare anger the old gods upon the very ground from which you were spawned? Back away from her, you false god-filleting defilers!
So how I
Damn.
interpret this is if you would like to spend a raise in order to pressure the rest of the group to essentially, if they need to do if they want to do anything other than get away from you, then they have to spend an extra raise.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's just applying pressure to the brute squad at the moment. And that will give you 3. That it still makes you higher than anybody else. Is there anything else you'd like to follow up with? Oh, you have 4.
But yeah, but
You have 4? Okay, cool. There you go. Or should I?
yeah, do
to
more.
Well, I want to grab her then.
Then spend a raise to grab her.
Okay, boom.
All right.
And then can I pull her away?
That would be assumed as part of it.
Okay, great.
So come up and basically you stand your commandment and you watch as they step back because 2 of them have just been dispatched by this large bulking
Right.
man coming through the window as you approach them. They naturally step away, assessing where the damage is at the moment. As you grab the one body of Nicole and start pulling her towards you, you can see that she is out cold but still seems to be breathing.
Excellent.
And if you look closely for a raise, I can give you an opportunity of getting more information about what happened with her.
Sure.
So I'll take you to 2 or 1.
Give me the 1.
You can see that there is a fine green powder on her face, just a little bit, and it seems to have been.
The man under the cloth farted on her.
And since she's wearing this faceless mask, like the mask similar to what the other men are,
Right, yeah.
you can actually see that her mask, when she fell down, her mask was lifted up because she needed to get a look at it anyway. And you can see a green ring of where this splash kind of occurred onto her face.
Oh,
So-
okay. So the mask kind of protected her in a certain way?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
In the sense that she had to lift it up to peak, but she still got a face full of it. And you can see there's residue all over her face. But she does seem to be breathing at least. That brings the hope.
Okay.
The Hope
so
Stella.
Stella is standing. I'm standing on the table, and I look, and as I came down, I say, "I'm not used to men running away from me," and I take 1 step down, and they're, I guess, facing Milton at this point.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, so the one who's like kind of backing towards me, he's forgotten about me a little bit.
Yeah.
I spin him around. I lift his mask and I kiss him full on.
Yeah.
And it's tense. He doesn't want to until he just has to, and he relents. And I can feel his body relaxing in my arms. And that's exactly when I pull away, look at him, and say, "Nice lips," and I stab him.
I knew the dagger was coming.
Great.
When does the dagger
Perfect.
come
Take
in?
a raise. Spend a raise to take him out.
Okay, awesome.
I won't even make you spend 2 for that because that was so good. So
Oh,
the
all right,
classic
great.
the classic kiss stab.
Yes.
Great, you have 1 man left. So
Is that the
there's
one under the hood? Or
no, there's just 1 of the brute squad left around this
Man in the
around the...
this form who, in the midst of all of this happening, you could see he was kind of hunched over when this was lifted up. And you can, amidst this kind of tangled chaos, you can watch as he starts to slowly stand up straight. And the sheet hasn't come off him yet, but he is standing straight, and you can kind of see, with the wind that accompanies Fateless's dramatic entrance, bellows it ever so slightly as it waves past him for a moment. But the form just continues to stand there with the shroud over it.
Jesus. Creepy as fuck.
You still have raises to spend.
Yes.
You know what?
And so and
No, this
Santiago,
isn't necessary. You see, you hear as one man, the last man with his featureless mask, begins to speak, and he is speaking in Castilian, which you being the only man here who speaks Castilian.
There are actually 2 of us. I'm a linguist.
You are a linguist, and I will write it for both of you.
And it's a good thing we're sitting at the same table.
Yeah.
Secrets!
It will make things
It's the
easier.
secret messages.
Damn it. I haven't gotten a note in a long time.
Oh.
Noteless. That's your new name.
Hey, when you had
Noteless.
Kalishima in
Oh, yeah, I got a lot
Werewolf,
of
you
them.
were getting notes all the
Yeah,
time.
dude, you were like teacher's favorite.
Yeah, share, bro.
You're right.
Share
Which,
the notes,
for the
bro.
record,
Technically-
Kalishima is still with you.
Yeah, I still have them.
Yeah. He's been actually very content taking a nap inside of your bag.
I don't
All
get
of
notes
this.
very often, but it's because I don't play very subtle characters. As much as I'd like to think that they're very subtle, they're not.
Apologize. I just want to write a quick thing down real quick and make sure I write it correctly.
We do like written correctly. That enables us to enact correctly, which enables us to advance correctly, which enables us to assume correctly, which enables... I'm running out of things to enable.
But step one is to write correctly. Step two is then to read correctly.
Yes.
Which falls
yes.
upon us.
Step 3 is to interpret correctly.
Yes. Yes.
Step 4 is to communicate the
Correctly.
intention also correctly.
All right. For the linguist in the Castilian,
Step 5,
this will be for you.
worship Cthulhu.
So, this man speaks in rapid Castilian, briefly for the moment, and
Oh, geez.
you can you actually watch as this form, standing up ever so briefly, lifts the white sheet that's covering him as he lifts it up in a single fluid motion, and you watch as a single rapier is pulled out and stabs the last man who's right next to him.
Oh, shit.
And you watch
Oh,
as
there
this
go.
form is pulled out. You see
That's not
this
good.
elegantly beautiful robe with sigils and long golden chains dressed about his neck. And you see this white, smiling porcelain mask
Oh, another goddamn mask?
that's decorated. This doesn't just fit very well. It's decorated with gems and jewels. It's not exactly V as it is, but it actually resembles a very like a mask you would see in theater.
There's really no way to interrupt this, is there?
No, this is here. You see, it's studded with gems and jewels, and it has a theater mask that is laughter. That's currently on it. The comedy mask, you would say.
I don't like that.
And as you watch as this rapier pulls out of the creature, you can hear in this disguised and grunting, low, but still with a bit of an accent voice. Enough of this. You have disturbed my little meeting. What do you want?
I say to the man, going off of what I just heard the guy say in Castilian, "Are you his master? Was he the one? Are you the one
Wait,
that he
who
was
said
calling for?"
who said that? Did the guy standing up say that, or did the
No, that
the
The
last
dude
remaining
who
one
got
said it?
stabbed.
the dude who just got stabbed.
Okay, cool.
You have disappointed me for the very last time. That one. He was a coward, anyway. So, we are here now. You, 3, 4 of us and I. Shall we parley?
There's an unconscious one as well, so that is 5.
Oh, good, 5.
But she won't really be...
I'm glad that we've all determined we can count.
Oh, I bet that sounded so clever in your head just now, didn't it?
It sounded clever out loud as well.
I'm actually going to flick my weapons clean of blood and sheath them. Cross my arms.
I see that the Crescent Island one has taken the smarter route. So,
No, he just knows this is the part where you're probably going to monologue for a little bit, so we can rest.
good. Then I will begin. I don't know where or how or when you found our little secret meeting place, but I'll tell you it is of no consequence whatsoever. However you're here to stop however you've come to stop, my plans are already in motion. And you, nor any of your disguised little friends, have any opportunity to stop it. You all seem very confused, though. Maybe you've just found us by perchance. Do you even know what you're getting into at the moment?
Do you even know who even knows what they're getting into?
Do you even know?
Oh, did I stump you? The cat got your tongue? Gatos got your tongue? Oh. I think it's just so amusing to me that you believe that all of your plans are in motion that have not already been stopped by us before we have even come over here.
Why would a Castilian come and thwart the plans of the Fantasy Church anyway? Brother, you should be standing here with me.
I bet you would like that, wouldn't you?
I would, with a man with skill to the sword such as you. We could accomplish quite a bit together.
He doesn't worship false gods.
False gods? I don't think I would interpret that the same way. The prophet has given us a mission in order to spread the wealth of the one true God out here. And sometimes it's necessary.
But the prophet is in it for profit.
No, no, only men are in the need of profit. We are simply spreading his love and grace.
You are a man who is in it for power. You, Grand Inquisitor, a man who is so afraid of things such as love and unity that you dare use the church in your mad quest for power?
Well, you see as he lifts the mask up, and at this point he is making small circles, addressing kind of each one of you as he has an opportunity to speak up with his mask. Essentially casually taking his time as we're having this conversation.
I am very, very carefully observing his movements. If he does anything that looks like it's kind of spellcasty or notify or anything that has any kind of questionability.
We still have razors at this point.
Yes, we do.
It's fine.
And large weapons that we are quite willing to use in aggressive manners. Is this rapier still out?
What's that?
Is this rapier still out?
His rapier's still out, but he seems to be more toying with it than doing anything aggressively. Yes, love and unity. Such perfectly beautiful ideas in paper. And such a good thing for all those who are around us to be, well, disposed of. But really, what is the true sum of a man's worth but than the power that he brings upon others? And, well, I should say that I am gloriously satisfied to be able to come into such a dingy little backwater place as Avalon and see the true might of the Vaticine Church brought to bear. Now, we have two options here. You can either go about your way and pretend that none of this ever
I'm going to rush him and punch him in his face. Really, really, really hard.
Okay. Spend a race.
Yep.
I'll also...
There was another option.
I'm sure the other ones, or I'll give up and it'll be fine.
As you run up to punch him in the face, you see as he, mid-sentence as you're coming in, he looks to you ever so briefly, managing to catch you just in time in order to sidestep away before
Remember
slashing.
that hero point?
What's that?
That you just gave me?
Yeah, should have spent it before you declared your raise, though, sir. And hero points, remember, are used primarily for activities and other things as well. And as he backs away from the punch ever so slightly, you watch as he steps back up onto the top of the dining room table and goes, I see we've already chosen the second option then.
I'm swinging.
He loses his accent ever so briefly and goes back to guarding his voice again, but his tenor gets high for a moment. Well, I see that we're going to have to resort to more drastic measures then.
Anybody want to go ahead and back me up? No. You guys still have razors left.
Yeah,
Somebody else get in there and do something.
I got one left.
I've got 3 left.
I've got
Now-
2 left.
Let's see, I am told at this point that you have come in order to undermine a certain Vaticine uprising. Is that not correct?
Yes.
Well,
That is on many levels incorrect, but continue.
Who do you really work for?
Please keep tucking yourself into a corner. It amuses me. I throw my hand axe or something. I throw a knife. I have a dagger.
You have a dagger?
I'll use a raise to just throw it.
Okay. Use a raise to throw it. You have a slight dagger. It will get him for a moment, giving him a wound. And he He takes the cut, again, trying to dodge ever so slightly, and you watch as it grazes him as his robes split, and he looks at it and...
I'm drawing my weapons.
All right. Oh,
and then I'm gonna speak. We work for the people who are always taken advantage of and wounded by the machinations of individuals such as yourself.
Ah, yes. The tiny people of Avalon. I'm sure that you're here representing all of their goodwill and their good graces. But, well, how do I put this? You're not really in the positions to be helping them, are you? Let me make it very clear for you. And suddenly you hear the sounds of clicking.
Coming from
Lots
where?
of clicking from the second-story balcony.
Oh, sounds like there'd probably be people running in.
You look up to notice that there are 8 to 10 other men in rows, all with crossbows.
I'm cracking my neck.
Pointing down at you at the moment, and he stands up onto the side of his dining table again and goes, well, now that we have that brutal mess out of the way, here's what's going to happen.
How big is a dining room table?
Dining room table's long. It fits 20 people.
How wide is that dining room table?
Only about 10 feet.
So, do they have a good vantage to shoot underneath the dining room table?
No. It would be very difficult for them to shoot under the dining room table. Here is what is going to happen. I have already sent for the Mercleon Guard to come and deal with this little Vaticine uprising that you are so precariously attempting to thwart. So, in a few minutes, the... how do we put it? The masterminds behind the uprising will be discovered. And you watch as every single one of... or a group, another small group of 5 or 6 men all dressed up in peasantry garb as the members of Mercleon are starting to come up to you, or at least getting close enough, and goes, you will drop your weapons now, and we will escort you to be dealt with to the proper authorities.
Wait, I'm
You talking to us or you talking to them?
Confused.
Talking
so
to you.
He's the Grand Inquisitor,
Mm-hmm.
and the people of Mercleon are. This is. Wait, in the Vaticine, I'm just confused between
Yeah.
the Vaticine and the people of Mercleon. Are they the same people?
No.
So
No.
So the people who are coming in,
with crossbows.
those are
No, the crossbows are-
those are members of the Vaticine Inquisition that are up there with
And he
crossbows
calls the
pointing down
guards.
at you. And he said that he just called the Mercleon Guard to this location.
And then to deal with the uprising.
He is alluding that he is going to turn you
Frame.
four
Set us
in
up.
Oh, to set us up.
and
Oh my
frame
god.
you
All right, great.
as the members, as the
Under the door.
heads of this uprising. And the 4 men who are approaching you to disarm you at the moment.
Right.
Are
That
they
would
in
be
between us
very
and the ta-
believable if we hadn't just arrived in town 4 days ago.
Are they in between us and the table?
Oh no, they're coming in through the main doors.
Do they have any crossbows or anything like that? Or they just have like.
You could see as men are coming down with them who still have crossbows
Right.
trained on you, so they're not just gonna be. It's not just the men at the top now. At this point, men are coming through the doors.
And there are chairs, right? Of course.
There are no chairs.
No
actually.
chairs?
Yeah, because it's abandoned and hasn't been used. It's just a table.
Right, but there are dead bodies. Okay.
Wait, I have one more question. If you are so confident in your state of being, why would you hide and crouch and cover yourself in a shroud on your way out running away from us?
Shrouds are necessary in order to, well,
We're taking that fork.
secure privacy.
Take it out.
And I personally quite admire my privacy.
I'm gonna throw my hand axe at his head.
Right?
Using another.
Yes, but another raise.
Why don't we hero point that? Wait, that doesn't. That's
No,
not-
you don't have to hero point it. You could throw it, and I'm actually out of raises. So,
good.
I will take it. And then would you like to spend your last raise to create an opportunity here?
I only have 1 raise left.
I have 3 raises.
Oh,
I
well-
kind of want to take 3 of these crossbow dudes out.
Okay,
Or
well,
you
you
could
still
just-
have raises to do
there's-
your approach.
an
Your original
opportunity to
approach,
press
though, at your point, was to kind of disarm and distract So you'd have to spend 2 raises in order to do something other than your original approach to this scenario, which was there.
Oh, I'm gonna
However,
throw a
you-
raise over to Damion.
You can use a raise, exactly. You can use a raise to create an opportunity for him.
I'm
that
gonna
he can
use a
spend
raise to create an opportunity for Damion.
And how would you like to create that opportunity?
Faithless.
Stella?
So I imagine he wants to toss another sharp object towards this Grand Inquisitor, and I look him dead in the eye. Look, these men of the cloth, they're so readable. And I take my dagger that I just used to stab a guy, and I rip up the side of my leg, and I just open so he sees a full fleshy leg, and I go, oops.
So you're using this to distract him in order to
using-
bring
yeah, a
attention
little bit
onto
of a
him so that he can
distraction.
get it in. So you've Stella has created this opportunity for you, and you may spend the raise in order to take advantage of it. What I'm allowing, essentially, for you to do is to be able to get a full-blown hit on this mask, if you want.
Oh yeah.
I think it's exactly what I would do. And as I huck my hand axe at his face, I'm gonna go, use the table in the sorry, that's not how Faithless speaks. My apologies. Use the table and the bodies for cover. And then hopefully that'll hit him, and I'm moving towards the table to get underneath the table so we can be free from the crossbow guys.
Yeah. All right.
Now the crossbows are on both sides, right?
They're on both sides, and now you have the ones that are coming in from
That's why we got
the door
bodies.
as well, too. It's 4 and 4.
They'll have to bend down to try to get us.
Yes.
Yes.
So as this axe comes in, it right in the middle of this mask and clacks. As his head slaps on the. Damion, just shoot them. And
Should be moving.
Before he
Everybody
does that,
should be
I'm gonna
moving.
spend a raise to get to the table, but before I'm gonna do a little bit of a jump up, grab the mask, and then get to the other side of the table where Faithless is.
Okay.
So I want to see if I can grab the mask off his.
all right. So as you run, you grab the axe. So you're going to spend a raise in order to do that.
I'll spend a raise. Yeah, I'll grab the handle of the axe, which it looks pretty lodged into that mask. So I've stabbed the guy. I've been looking up at this guy. I step on. Box jump up to the table. Say I'll be taking that, and as on my way down to the thing, I'll take the handle of the axe.
Does anyone have any more leftover raises at this point?
Got one.
I've got one.
Okay. So we are going to create a new situation here. So if you'd like.
Spend these somehow.
You can either spend them at this point, or I'll buy them off of you for a hero point. Again, I get a danger point if we do that. But we are going to be creating a new situation here right now.
Cool.
So
I would like Alejandro to spend that last raise to run up to where I threw my dagger and it was like stuck in the wall when
Yeah.
it nicked his shoulder.
Yeah.
So it's stuck in the wall. So I want to do a thing where on my way to the table and on my way to the Grand Inquisitor, you're trying to grab the mask off of the Grand Inquisitor.
That's right.
We're trying to run to this table which is in the middle of the room.
Yes.
I see a window, maybe the same one that Faithless jumped in through.
Right.
And I want to say, as I'm running up to the wall, grab my knife, do like a little wall run jump,
Yeah. Grab it.
spin around, and then like head to under the table as these homies are getting under.
Perhaps a dive roll?
What's that?
Perhaps a dive roll through the table.
Yes.
A dive roll.
A dive, tuck and roll, and say something to the effect of, "We have to head out the window. Use the table." And that's what I say.
That's a good idea.
So beautiful. So you, as you basically are watching Stella grab this axe, as you're all darting for the window at this point, you do a little wall run, grab your dagger. For that raise, I will basically get you all the way to that window if you want and out
Cool.
it. You know,
I'll take it.
Milton.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Just to go with where the group is going,
Yeah.
either under the table or out the window, will I need to spend this, or can I turn this in for a hero point?
If you want to turn this in for a hero point, because I'm creating a new situation,
Yeah.
and you're going to make new raises right now, because they're all going to fire their crossbow bolts at you. All right, you can turn it in for a hero point if you want.
But will I
He
be
gets a
safe-
danger point,
Will
though.
I be under the table?
No.
Or, okay. Well, then
You-
I will use this to get under the table.
Okay,
What is underneath his mask?
so I will describe that now. Are you ready? So,
Swear to
Stella.
God, if it's a badger face, I'm gonna freak out. I'm gonna freak out,
Oh, yes,
Ivan.
you missed it. All the bad guys have BDNY on them, which is like the badger thing from the very beginning. You already did.
So
thank you
as
for telling me.
Stella, as you lift up and basically grab this mask in order to dive down underneath to try to avoid as many crossbow bolts as you can, you rip the face of the mask up and you can hear the tie on the back snap as you look at the stunned face of Angelico staring back.
I knew it!
Oh!
I knew it!
Oh my God!
You didn't know that?
Son of a
No.
bee sting.
You didn't realize it was an
As he
Madre de
looks
Dios.
at you and like takes his rapier and attempts to take a hit at you before just for the look of it, and goes, and as soon as you come down you can hear him go, kill them all. That was a terrible one. His accent is more like, he was more rich and verbose. He was like, yes, it was very proper, but at the same time it had a hint of Castilian. So I kill them all.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good job.
Bless.
Even better.
As they all kind of now attack you. So now we have new approaches, guys. You're under the table. You are also under the table. Everyone managed to get in cover as you heard crossbow bolts. Sung, 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 as you hear the rhythmic thud of boop, 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 as the table is riddled with crossbow bolts, and you can see as several of the armor-piercing shafts kind of pierce through the table. Some of them getting precariously close to the side of your faces as the table has a hard time stopping their full momentum. And yes, approaches. You're all under the table.
Where's Angelico?
Angelico is just on the other side of Stella at the moment, so she's only about 5 feet away from him under the table, but he's in the middle of this room.
Okay, so he's relatively difficult to get to. All right.
Do you want to flip the table with him still on it?
Actually, what I was gonna do was.
He's literally right underneath at this point, so you kind of just put it like yoink.
Wait, they've already shot everything and nobody got hit, right? So they're gonna be reloading.
I mean, oh right. Wait,
Except for the 4.
But Angelico's no longer on the table, is what you're saying?
He is still on the table.
Oh, he is on the table. Okay, well this still works because what I was gonna do was actually lift the table up and run towards the end of the thing so that we could get out the window.
Okay.
That was, and I'm large, so that gives me an extra die when rolling.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, this is a very heavy table. I mean, it's 20 feet long. At
Yeah,
least.
but like, look at.
But so what I'm trying to say is that you can absolutely do it, but I'm going to ask you for 2 raises to do it.
That's fine.
So does everyone? But I want to know what your approaches are.
Okay, so-
and then I can tell you what you can do as part of your approach.
Gotcha.
Okay, so I'm gonna say to the window, and I'm gonna as I'm sitting at the table, I'm gonna crawl run to the edge of the table, so I'm not trying to lift it from like one end, and then I'm going to just body press the table and run towards the window using my prodigious size and strength.
Awesome.
To get it there, and to obviously maintaining as much, because when I lift the table up, it'll actually provide a little more cover from the guys who are trying to shoot with the crossbows, and hopefully it will also unseat Angelico, who is standing on the damn table,
right,
as well.
So you're lifting this thing to kind of create cover from the 4 that are coming in.
Yes, and dragging it if possible towards the window.
Brawn and brawl, sir.
Yeah.
And I think
That wouldn't be athletics? Yeah, wouldn't it be
I think
athletics?
what I want to do, and maybe you probably want to help, maybe,
and an
is
extra one because I'm
take the
not.
shroud that he was using to cover himself, roll Nicole onto it, and use that to as like a use that to pull her like a sled,
Like a gurney or something.
like a
bonus
gurney,
die.
yeah.
Because
So you want to
You use the shroud that Angelico was wearing.
Yeah.
roll one.
Roll Nicole onto it, and then
pull her out.
Pull her.
This is
using
important.
That. Yeah.
Nicole-
I think I'd be smarter.
I need Nicole.
So in that circumstances, let's do a little bit of finesse and athletics.
Okay.
And I will help her.
Great. Then you can do the same. And remember, you can always create opportunities with your raises. right? And how about you, Alejandro?
Alejandro was already like on his way to the window, or at least I rolled to the front of the table.
You're the closest to the window.
I'm the closest to the window. I'm not gonna help Fateless with the table because I feel like if I help hold it up, he's so much taller than me that if he lifts it, I'll literally be hanging like a little guy holding a steel beam or whatever, like in those things. So instead, I'm more just like leading the way to the window that's already busted. Is that the one we're heading to? The one that you busted in on? Mm-hmm. So it's more like
dramatic entrance, dramatic exit.
Dramatic exit. It's more like, usher everybody, jump out first to kind of get out of the way, or and then I look over and I see that Nicole is being helped by Milton and Stella, so I'm good on that front. But it's more just like run out, jump out.
Would you allow me to make a suggestion?
Please.
If I'm not mistaken, and you can check for me, you probably still have pistols.
Yeah. Cover fire. It's a great idea. I'll provide some cover fire.
I think you may, because they're single shots, and I don't believe you had fired any of them yet.
No, and we had at least 2.
So
we had at least 2. I don't know how many you have, but we have at least 2.
And they've been very good at shooting and discarding, but I don't think you've done any of that either. All right, so cover fire. That would be some finesse and weaponry on your behalf in order to provide covering fire and get people out. Let's do. So here's your opportunities and approaches of how you want to spend your raises as you roll them up. So basically, in this situation, there is a raise to get out the window. There's going to be the consequences of taking crossbow bolt fire as you are running out. And there is an opportunity, because you're all doing this risky. I would say, Stella, there is an opportunity for you to potentially keep the hatchet in the mask, since you have it at the moment. You have to spend a raise for that.
If you need one, I have. Don't lose my hatchet.
And for you, sir, there will be a raise two raises in order to flip the table, as you said. Right. And to be fair, now that we've all done, after you've presumably done that, that will remove one consequence of crossbow bolt fire. Nice. So instead of having to spend 2 in order to negate crossbow fire, you only have to spend 1.
Nice.
All right. Awesome. And that's where we have it at the moment. So 5, 1, no, 10.
We're gonna
have to end 3.
I got you.
Yeah, I'm gonna say we got you, bro. Okay. Or you can use a Benny. We still got plenty of Bennies.
Yeah, that's true.
And there's free Bennies. Bennies give a free raise for all you subscribers out there. I want to give them free raises.
Yeah.
Great. So Stella, you've got 5. You start first.
Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna run out. I've got you, little girl, and I take the not in a creepy way.
She's our friend and probably our age.
Yeah, but okay. So I said.
Let her be dramatic, man. Yeah. Let her be dramatic.
She takes a shroud from Alejandro. Weighs it down. Dexterously rolls Nicole onto the sheet. And pulls her like a sled, and at the same time, she's going to dodge crossbow bolt fire for both her and Nicole, and yell at them. This is going to create an opportunity for Milton to help. Yell at them. You say you are on the side of the fantasy, but you don't even care if one of your own takes the axe to the neck and severs his head. That's all we're trying to stop right here. So I guess that's 1 race for Nicole, 1 race to get out the window, 1 race for crossbow bolt fire, and then I've got 2 over to Milton.
So you want to tell me how do you want to create an opportunity for him to
it was
because it's not about him negating consequences.
Okay.
It's about you're creating an opportunity that he can spend a raise on.
Okay.
Because basically you're giving him a raise in order for him to spend a raise on creating an opportunity.
Well, maybe even though I'm dodging the crossbow bolt fire, that they would crossbow bolt fire more at me than they would at Milton.
So I guess
he'll still need to do a raise to get out the window and a raise to negate the fire.
Yes, he still has to spend a raise to negate. But what you can do, essentially, how I'm trying to explain it is that you know how I said for you, for example, that you can spend a raise in order to take the mask. Yeah. That is an opportunity for you. It makes your situation better.
Okay.
It's not about negating consequences.
Oh.
So if you want to create an opportunity for Milton to do something that would essentially be benevolent in this situation, not necessarily negating his consequences.
Oh, okay. So his opportunity.
That's how I view it at the moment, because no matter what, you know.
Maybe can something fallen out of his fucking pocket, the Alejandro's pocket, that like tells us a little bit of like what the plans were or something, like what he's actually trying to do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Help him out the window.
Oh.
Can
I use it to help him out the window, or is that an opportunity?
That will kill his.
Could you? I will do it if you could tell it to me in a very dramatic and romantic way.
Okay, so actually that's just one. So I had 5. It's 1 to negate crossbow bolt, 1 to get Jade, 1 to get out the window, 1 for the hatchet and the mask, and then also 1 to create the opportunity to help even Milton. Okay, so Jade, Nicole's on there. I yelled the thing that I yelled. Making them feel shame in their hearts. And as I'm going, I guess as the table's moving, I'm pulling Jade, like it seems like it's at a slant. So I'm pulling Jade, I'm crouching down and pulling Nicole under the table. Milton, are you still under the table?
Well, I was going to help you. So,
oh, okay.
He's with you.
Yeah.
Okay, so the opportunity, I guess how I do that is...
I have a suggestion as well, too.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. This would be fun and interesting.
Okay.
Is that the sheet's big enough that you can drag both of them, and you've got a fun little sled.
Oh my god! Oh my god, that's funny. Yeah. Get on! And I push him back a little so he stumbles, and he's like surfing on the fucking cloth.
As you're pulling it.
And I pull the cloth and I just let it fly.
Awesome. Old man Milton.
Catch! And I throw you the hatchet and the mask as well.
So there's 5 still left with 4. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so table situation.
Yep.
Kill 2. Crossbow bolts. Kill 1, and I still have 2 razors
Flip
left.
it down, and you watch as more crossbow bolts boom, 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 come inside of the table.
I still have 2 left.
Yeah.
Okay, what are we gonna do? You want to go ahead and go? So I still have 2 left, and then I can figure out.
You have 3, right?
I have 3.
Theoretically, you would go.
Okay, great. I am.
Yay!
Look at that!
Baby,
Whoa!
All those free raises.
Right? How many we got in there? We got a good amount in there, huh?
Quite a bit.
I'll use a raise to put my sword away, pull out both of my one-shot pistols that I haven't used yet.
Awesome.
So I got 2. To just provide some cover fire up at the guys with the crossbows.
So
do you want to do the tops, or do you want to do the 4 that were coming in from the door?
Well, then I'll do the 4 that are coming in from the door. Just like boom, boom, take those out. So I'll do a raise to do that, or however many that would take, and that's pretty much it. That's all I need to do. And then pull one of these like.
And the last one you can go out the door with.
Just back out, yeah. Just go out the window.
You still have 1 more, right?
Yeah, I have an extra one.
So Alejandro, backing out slowly, pulls out both of his flintlock pistols, and you watch as black smoke, lifts up from both of it as the cacao of 2 single-shot pistols. As you watch 2 men with crossbow bolts flail down and fall down to the floor.
And I say something stupid like, "I think it's time to leave the party," or something down.
as you basically tumble yourself out of the window.
Cool.
Leaving all 4 of you currently outside on the other side of the pouring down rain at the moment.
Is the table still there?
And Nicole.
Is the table still? The table's halfway out the window now, right?
No, you just tipped it.
Okay.
You
Right,
tipped it, providing cover fire, and I imagine you all running along the side of the table.
I tipped it to the side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's that barroom brawl thing where you tip it to the side
flip the
so
damn
that you
table flip.
You flip the table because that would be easier than like throwing it out. It's just flipping it to take crossbow.
We'll demonstrate right now. We'll just show you real quick.
Wait, what happened to Buttface?
tomorrow's the
Because he
holiday.
was on top of the table, wasn't he?
Well,
yeah.
Alejandro. And as you kind of take
His name is
this
Angelico.
Buttface.
This is on.
Buttface I like.
Sergey.
What thing?
Angelico,
Sergey.
as you lift it up, he does stumble
Graceful.
back
Nice.
and fall onto his rump as he lifts himself up, and you watch as 2 of his men are crumpled down from your pistol shots. As you watch him pull out a long, beautiful kind of wavy style dagger that seems to be glinting, and you watch as he pulls one of the dead men and lifts his arm up and cuts a deep red mark.
What is that?
Blood magic.
Blood magic.
Blood magic.
Oh no!
Yeah, not good,
As
not
you
good.
look,
Gosh.
as you watch him look up to the top and goes, they not do much. They not do much. They not do much. Kill them, or make sure that the guard finds them. As he cuts, you watch as this shimmering red light kind of comes around the body, and you watch as several streaks of red that look like the same cut marks that he made on the body kind of crisscross along the side of this large oval circle, and you watch as blackness envelops the side of this long red ring as
In the air?
in
he
the
just
middle
summon
of the air.
Did he just summon something?
And then you watch as he gets up and steps inside of the black
Oh,
ring.
Bye!
teleporting.
Bye! Where's he going?
And then it flips for a moment, and a large splat of blood kind of ricochets across the side of the walls as it
God.
disappears in an instant.
What I wouldn't give for a camera phone, so
Oh,
just be
I
like, look, it's an helico. But gotcha, bitch. All right. Yes. So we are outside. There.
Let's get in our onion
Oh,
cart.
as he
Oyster
leaves,
cart.
as it comes out through the door, he stares at you and almost amuses himself with a little bit of a smile as he turns to you and gives a nod and goes, I'll see you at the execution. As he steps in and
Well, we know where to find you then.
I am this man. What is he attempting to do? Like, we are attempting to save a Vaticine member. And
So
you
wait,
couldn't
there's
care
still
less.
there was 8 to 10. How many guys were there?
8 guys upstairs.
8 and 2.
4 guys,
Two
2.
remaining. Yeah, 2 remaining downstairs. So, we still
So,
have 10 people
to
contend
break
with?
this down accurately, just so that you can understand it in 7C terms, there's 2 squads of 4 strength. There's 2 brute squads at 4 strength upstairs.
Oh.
You guys subscribing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There's 2 brute squads of 4 strength upstairs.
Okay.
Now you have a brute squad of 2 strength
Downstairs.
downstairs.
Right. I would suggest that we take the sides of the window as cover and take them out as they come out.
Yeah.
Just clean this shit up right now.
Sound plan.
As someone who is familiar with the actions and works of the Inquisition in the Vaticine Church,
By all means.
that will literally do nothing.
Okay.
I suggest we run, but we still have our lives to do so.
I'm going with his
Better
plan. I still have.
Killing these
choose living.
will not even make a dent. Is that what you were saying?
Exactly.
Well, I'm just thinking of coming after. Okay, wait. I still have 2.
Completely make up a phrase I've never heard. If you cut off one head, 2 more take its place.
I still have a benefit. I'm gonna look and see if there's any good tree cover, or I want to try to assess our best exit route with cover.
We still have the clam.
We still have the oyster.
The oyster.
Float.
The oyster float. We can
Yeah,
jump
but where is
inside.
it? I mean, it's not anywhere near
It's
where we are.
around
We're
back,
on the
around
side.
the house.
It's around back.
Right, but okay. Well, that's if that's what I see.
Yes, we have a slow-moving, easy-to-spot vehicle in which to make our escape from 10 dudes.
They'll never suspect.
I'm gonna use a race to see what our best opportunity for
Well,
escape
we're
is.
actually past this kind of situation at the moment now that you're all outside.
Oh, great.
So I can buy that off you for a danger point if you want it. And you'll get a
wanna
hero
have
point for
danger
it.
points.
Otherwise, we'll just be moving on to a new situation.
Bye bye, beautiful races. I wish I had time to use you.
That's fine. You at least got out.
Do we need no danger points?
So, this is the now situation at hand. You've managed to escape the Vaticine Church with your lives and a very unconscious Jade/Nicole at the moment.
Yeah, but
At
she's
least
fine.
managing to escape capture or being framed. at
She
this
still has her
stage.
the robe thing on, doesn't she?
She does.
Yes!
But there's no longer any. There's not a mask anymore.
But we have that mask. So we're still.
Yeah, we have a.
There's a giant hatchet in it. But yes.
It's still, you know.
Fix it up. The fixer upper, man.
Crazy glue.
Did he get wounded when the mask?
Not at all.
In the face?
No. You lifted the mask off. It's a good mask.
Blood magic,
That's
bro.
okay. But here's the thing. He did get wounded on the side, so we have some. Yeah, I'm just talking about when we get back to
If
talk
it
to
bleeds, you can kill it.
Well, no, I know we can kill it, but the question is, how do we describe it to the constable.
So it sounds like this is the situation. You have all the men chasing after you at the moment. You're trying to flee the scenario. This to me still sounds like an action sequence.
It does. 2 horses? Only 2 horses, right?
2 horses. No, it was 4 leading the carriage because it's a big float.
Yeah.
4 horses, 4 people. Wait, I can't ride worth a damn.
But how would you like to make your approach to flee the plantation at the moment?
You can't ride horses?
I don't have riding skills.
I also don't have riding skills.
I have one.
Right? I think I do.
Can we whip these horses into shape to get them to take us out of here?
Well, yeah. How slow moving is this thing?
I mean,
I mean, 4 horses, we could probably make some serious...
We could probably make some. Okay, I think.
I don't know that they have any horses.
There are no nothing there. No, there. Other than your pistols, we don't have any.
It's also pouring rain out now.
Oh, good. So it's gonna be difficult to shoot. Excellent. All right, let's just make
Get
for
the
the
oyster. Let's just get.
Yeah, let's get to the oyster. I will provide back cover. You guys lead the way. We'll get to the
Sounds
oyster. I'll
good.
just keep an eye out for the.
I'm just hoping one of these members of the Vatican Church looks outside and he goes, there's nobody out there, boss, but a big onion riding away. That's it. They're gone, boss.
They're gone. What are we doing today, George?
I don't know.
I don't know how they
They're
got
gone.
away, but they did. Those crazy.
There's nothing more fun than starting an impression with you guys should try it. It's fun. Yeah.
I don't know that. Wait, no, that is a lot of fun. I like that a lot. Okay.
So you guys are gonna head all the way up to the back of the parade float?
Yeah.
And then you're gonna jump onto it.
Yes.
Into that oyster. Who's gonna drive?
I will drive.
You gonna
in the
drive?
front with the 4 horses?
So again,
Yeah,
Okay.
this is about approaches. So
Yes.
if you're going to
me a pistol
navigate
in
this
here.
carriage and drive it, you will probably use your finesse and ride
Sounds good.
to it. What are the other approaches? You said you want to provide back cover with what?
I'm just going to be keeping an eye to see if anybody's coming towards us, and as soon as we reach the float, I'm going to take his pistols and reload them.
Oh, I have a pistol as well that you can.
And you just
it's only
didn't bother to use it through that whole sequence.
There was no bullet left in it. It's a single
We're
shot.
alive.
It was already used.
But that's not to say we don't have any more bullets. We don't. Do we not have any more?
We're not going to play bullet counter here.
Right.
You guys
Okay.
will have. If you have pistols, you'll have shot and powder.
Then yeah, I want
order to reload.
Are you? How good are you? A shot are you?
What would that be? Weaponry?
Aim, or
Aim. I have 1 skill rank in aim.
aim and finesse, or aim
Yeah,
and
I
finesse.
think I'd be all right. I'd have a
Milton, you any good with a pistol?
pool of 4.
No.
Why, man? Why? Why would you do such a thing? Okay.
So got to eat up all that Halloween candy. So you're going to provide cover support. You're going to reload pistols, and how about Milton? It is still pouring, by the way, guys. It's just
I'm getting in the thing.
getting in the thing.
You know, and just like.
Well, you got. I mean, you got Nicole to.
Yeah, making sure
Oh,
Nicole's
yeah.
body's,
Right.
placing her wherever.
So your approach
Yeah.
will probably be wits and resolve still at this stage. Stella, if you're reloading, then I actually don't think that's warrant to race. That's not risky.
Okay.
And at this point,
I'm reloading for you to shoot, right?
the only risk that's currently being resolved is Milton making sure that Nicole doesn't fall off. That's what's risky about this situation.
Are there any of these Vatican around?
You haven't seen them yet, but as you haven't gotten to the thing yet. You're obviously running for it, right?
By the way, if I need to grab Nicole, I'm probably the biggest out of all of us.
Yeah, it would
So-
be helpful to just throw her
Maybe I
over
should
the
shoulder her, and one of you guys should provide cover.
Okay, I can do that.
Right.
Mhm.
So then that will definitely. What are you providing cover with?
Oh well, we have a pool of guns.
You have a loaded pistol.
I have one. Yeah, I would have 1 single shot rifle.
And then Alejandro, you're still riding at this point. So here's the risk: is that you have to get to this beautiful oyster float, and there is a chance that the men following you will be taking shots as you continue to run through the murky wood to get to your parade float. So there will always be one consequence that you'll have to negate to continue to kind of get rid of crossbow bolt fire. So when you spend your raises, everyone will have to give away 1 to not take a crossbow bolt in the butt.
Okay.
I don't want a crossbow bolt in the butt.
All right.
It's not pleasant. So what is this? Athletics and brawn
Directly in the.
What does it take to refill?
to run? Need to.
Well, for the sakes of drama, let's get to this. Here is the risk. You have to get to the parade float. there'll be Vatican church members firing crossbow bolts at you.
Okay.
Getting there will cost 1.
Finesse and athletics.
Basically, getting in and getting everything ready for it was going to cost 1. There's going to be a consequence of taking crossbow bolt fire, and at this point, I actually don't see an opportunity that you guys could potentially create at this moment. So it's just 2 raises right now in order to get in there and negate fire. We'll continue to move it forward past then as the situation continues to escalate.
There could be an opportunity. Are any of them close enough to encounter
to front with? Not at the moment, because you're beelining straight forward unless you want to wait for him at another door.
Do they see us running
if we
around
had
the
one
house?
of Angelical's guards?
Yes.
So that like they're literally stopping and seeing through the window, and then they're gonna like
to say Angelical's
backtrack through the house.
At this point, you left 8 men on top of a balcony in the middle of the house, and they see you running. They know that you're trying to escape.
Okay.
So you do have a foot chase with you at the moment, and they can run through the house. There will be several, and in fact, if anything, as you're running out, you can see as the men on the top part of the balcony are starting to flood out through one of the exit doors inside of the dining room. As the 4 men, you start to hear footprints inside of the house, as there's nobody actually climbing out of the window the same way that you would.
But remember, Angelico literally killed one of his men.
2 of his men.
He just stabbed the fuck out of him.
Yeah, but he's still possibly recognizable as one of Angelical's men. Just because he killed one doesn't mean when we go before the magistrate and tell him what's going on. If we have one, we have the robe. You have the mask. If we have one of his men, that's pretty good trifecta for the fact that there's.
You foolish,
evidence against
fools trying to gather evidence against the Inquisition.
Okay, so we'll just run.
I like this conversation happening as you're running.
Yeah. The rain hitting our face. Just like no.
Against wits and resolve to try to.
Is it wits and
make
resolve
sure
for
we're
everybody?
getting
It's based on your approach, because you're yes, wits and resolve just for getting there.
Okay,
To
that's
kind
all
of
we're
do that
doing right
approach.
now.
Okay, then eliminate a die.
Wits and resolve to get there, or I did.
Your approach was
Finesse
fine.
and
The drive was
finesse
fine.
and ride. Yeah.
Yes, finesse and ride, because you're still going to be driving.
Mine was finesse and athletics.
Because you're carrying.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And I don't really have. I guess I am covering with fire, but I only have 1 shot. Still though.
Do you want to fire on any Vatican church members you see pop their head through the door? Okay.
So I'll be looking over, and so that's like finesse and aim, I guess, which would be
Finesse and weaponry.
Oh, finesse and weaponry.
Oh no, weaponry. You're right. Aim is better. It's for firing pistols.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Great. So, how many raises did we all get?
1.
1. Okay.
Net, if you want to speak Korean about it.
None.
No, net, Korean.
Net is obviously Korean for
4. I also don't speak Korean.
Count.
Taekwondo, come on.
Right?
So,
Net,
that's
Mr. Nathaniel / Fateless, you get to spend your raises first if you wish.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Brute Squad goes first. You are all running through the woods at the moment, kind of passing through. You have this exchange of like, we should probably have one of the Inquisitors. Like, no, you do not wish to. All of this as you're kind of running towards the back of the area where essentially the servants' quarter, where they would normally drop off materials. The back entrance to the plantation, where you originally saw the cellar open. And as you're basically running across to the back of the plantation, you watch as one of the back doors swing open, clacking a few minutes as you're coming around the corner, and you see a few men in red robes coming out with crossbow bolts, leveling them right at you. You watch as several of them fire straight through the midst of the rain, striking Stella with a crossbow bolt. You're going to take 2 more wounds. So
I thought you were using raises to avoid such things.
She only got 1. And they're going first.
Right, and they go first. So the consequences are additional wounds, but the brute squad always gets to go. So you had the true strength brute squad that managed to be on the bottom floor get to you as they clambered out through the door. You can see these 2 men sitting on the left side of you with the open cellar and the oyster cart sitting to the right, glistening in in the midst of the rain, as you can watch as pools of water and the horses who are very unhappy to be in the middle of the rain for this long, kind of anxiously pawing the
They've made a mistake.
pawing the bottom of the mud. And now we would get to spend raises.
Okay.
Fateless is up first.
Yeah, Fateless, you're up first.
All right. I am going to I am going to. I'll probably arrive first since I'm the biggest and whatever. I will.
You all arrive at the same time.
Okay, well, we're gonna all arrive at the same time too. That works. That works. All right, I'm going to pass Nicole. What do I do? Well, obviously avoiding crossbow fire. That's one, right?
Yep. And getting there is another one.
And getting there's another one.
Right.
Okay, so that's two.
Yep.
So if you want to negate more crossbow bolt fire, yeah, then you'll spend one, and then getting into basically putting Nicole on there and getting into the cart. That's one.
Yeah.
So that's
you get
two.
Two left, yeah.
So I got two left.
Do something cool.
You can watch them as they're pulling, as they're both cranking their crossbow bolts in order to wind
Did you
them back
fire
up.
your pistol?
Not yet.
Oh, well. As I pass Nicole off, I'm going to reach over and snag her pistol, whip around, aim at one of the two individuals.
You're creating an opportunity for her in order to basically free you up with a pistol shot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Fire.
That's great. So spend a raise in order to shoot and create that opportunity. So as you pull your gun out, you hear it go, and you watch as the hammer clicks down and nothing happens.
It's because it's raining.
But
Oh, dang!
on the positive side, I think we're finally figuring out how to play 7th.
I know, right? Round of applause. Round of applause, right?
Yeah.
Yay!
So next week's a different game, right?
Next week's a new game.
Maybe I should have thrown it like versus Superman style. Throw the pistol out.
So you lift the pistol up and you yeah, black powder.
Yep.
Sucks.
Rain.
Oh, it really sucks. It really
There's
sucks.
no like tree branch underneath that I can hide.
Even humidity makes those things have a hard time firing.
Yeah, and we don't have any crossbows, do we?
Oh, I made this rain, didn't I?
Yes, thanks. Thanks for that, Milton.
Sorry.
You made the rain that soaked me and then left the dark in my neck as you threw me into some shrubbery.
But you have one raise left. Who has more raises?
5 of us.
Anybody else have any raises left? Is there anything that needs
I got
doing?
3.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
I've
have
got three.
one,
So,
but I just...
but he handed Nicole to me.
Yeah.
Ish.
Oh, well, for your 2 raises, I would let you put Nicole in the
In the oyster.
Onion
inside
part,
of the
part.
oyster in the onion.
Why do I keep thinking it's an onion, you guys?
I think it's because they both start with O.
You know what? That's probably
I
true.
called it a clam.
And they're
because
both
that looks
food?
like
Oh.
And they're both
And it's
round.
much easier to imagine an onion cart than it is an oyster cart.
Yeah.
Onion
Yeah,
cart also is
it's-
way funnier.
Yeah, it is.
Just a giant cart with an onion on
just
it.
The Onion Festival.
Should have been the
or whatever.
Mercury on Onion Festival. You live and you learn.
Well, yeah, right.
I think giant oysters.
That's like
really
when all
funny,
the other
too.
towns have decided what they're famous
Yeah.
for, and you're like, well, I'm famous for this. Now that town already has that. Well, what about this? Now, I guess we're left with onion.
We're the
But
onion.
we're going to be the best damn onion growers on this side of Avalon.
So for your 3 raises, I imagine you running, pulling your pistol out, firing it. Maybe still holding onto it. I don't know what you're doing with
Holding
it.
onto it.
But, and then you flop her onto the cart and jump up into it, leaving
I'm
you
gonna
at the cart with your
fling
1
the,
raise.
I'm going to fling the gun in. I'm going to, damn it, and fling the gun into the cart.
Okay.
As I put her in and have my hands free just in case anybody looks like they're going to get close to us. I'm going to wait and let everybody get on before I hop on just to make
Great.
sure we can...
And then how about so now that you're at 3 still, Milton.
Right,
You're the highest
so-
right now.
Avoiding crossbow fire is there anyone that's in my opinion is in danger of being hit by a crossbow?
Stella got fired at last turn,
And
they're
I only have
reloading
1
for another
raise.
shot. So it would probably be her. They need to get all of you.
Okay.
But they're just
What if
firing
I-
crossbow bolts at anyone they can shoot it at them.
What if I use a raise to kind of like put my hands up in the air and look like I'm about to cast a spell at them so that they don't shoot at her, but they move
At least
to aim
hesitate.
at
Are
me,
you
and then-
heroically trying to cause attention onto yourself?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm all about heroics. So how would that look?
It would be like
Do not anger me! All right. As you run forward with your hands in the air like a...
Wait, run forward?
Well, he's running to the cart.
Okay. I'm like,
like an angry Tuscan raider.
Yeah.
Fun fact: they don't the shot that they got for that Tuscan raider. They only put their arms up once. And they reversed the footage and played it again to get that motion of his hand going up and down.
Oh my gosh, they
So if you know that and watch it now, it's like, ugh, stupid camera trick.
If you watch that shot now,
carefully,
very specifically,
it's
you
a
can
loop.
tell that it's
a loop.
That it's that's like they play it, reverse it, play it, and reverse it. So
like an Instagram boomerang.
It's the original Instagram.
But not like a vine, because vine's gone.
Oh. Also, fun fact, I think it was in the movie Aliens. There's at one point a facehugger that does this and jumps up.
Is that reversed?
Yeah, it's reversed footage. What they did is they, like, on a string, they just pulled it away from the camera. And you can tell because it's raining in that shot, like, inside the room.
And you can see
the water's going up. Yeah, but it's so quick.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
Man, they don't make movies like that.
That's James Cameron, master filmmakers, using that trick. Like, that's a good trick, and we're all stupid. Like, that's
Really?
Why didn't he fire water up from the ground if he knew it was going to be raining in that
he
shot?
should have built new technology to fire for
Water.
half a second
New
shot.
technology? It's called a fountain, bro. A fountain or a sprinkler. It's not new technology.
And
doesn't
a
care unless it's
vacuum
new
to suck
technology.
it up so it
Yeah.
doesn't come back down.
Right, that would have been important.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Well, we've done it, guys.
so you lift your hand up and you can see that the two men who are cranking their crossbow bolts level, and you can watch them aiming towards you, getting into this next round. That would be a raise in order to pressure them, in order to fire at you. If they want to fire at Still again, they have to spend 2 raises. to do
Haha,
that.
suckers.
Milton, master of pressuring.
Yeah.
You are the pressure master, Milton.
Everyone
So you
listens
have
to a crazy old man. Or at least they pay attention
Yeah,
because
they do
something
pay
crazy.
Yeah.
Something crazy might happen. You still have 2 left. Theoretically, you still have the highest amount of raises. Oh, you have to spend 1 to get in the cart.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so I have one left.
How about everybody else? Are we all just in this cart now?
I have
please.
one. I have one left, but I got an opportunity right from him.
Because your hands are free now.
Okay, so the opportunity is that I can escape the crossbow bolts.
Well, that's not the opportunity. The opportunity is that your hands were free to firing to do something else with your hands if you wish.
Well,
'cause
that
he
was from his opportunity.
Oh, he created the
and
opportunity.
he created the opportunity for me to be able to dodge, right?
Right. Well, he's basically he's doing pressure on him.
Okay.
So the next
He's
round.
pressuring them
So they
that
won't shoot at me because I only have
it's
one
more
raise.
expensive for them to shoot at you.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
So my one raise that I will spend is getting to the cart, and then he creates an opportunity that maybe I now I can reload guns for everybody.
That's fine. Yeah, because your hands are free.
Yes.
All right.
Cool.
All right. So let's paint this out.
Yeah.
Oh, one more. Go ahead.
I got one too. I just want to get to the cart because I only have one.
Oh.
That means that I run the risk of getting shot with a crossbow.
No, you had 3. What did you?
Just
you didn't-
one, dude.
Because Milton pressured this brute squad
Great.
to get in there, they
Nice.
kind of have to fire at him unless they want to spend. I could either put
I
2
get it.
wounds on him, or I could put 1 wound on you. Basically.
Sure.
Question for you, sir. Is there anything that could be used as a cover from crossbow fire?
The cart.
Well, obviously the cover. But I'm saying, is there can I pull down? Like, is there a hatch or something I can pull down, or something? Something movable that'll give us more cover.
Would you
than what we
like
have
to
right now.
create
Can
an
you, like-
opportunity?
I would love to create it.
Fateless?
I'm gonna look at the oyster cart and notice that the construction of the oyster provides, there's extra parchments and pieces of wood and things of that nature. So I would like to, rip one off and use it to reinforce the area that they would be shooting at, covering myself and my friends from these crossbow bolts.
I got one better for you.
I'll take the one better.
Right? Just to have fun with the story,
Yes.
I imagine Fateless jumping up to this cart, and in the same way that he brutally lifted this table for no reason whatsoever, he grabs one of the shells of the oyster
Yes.
and just pulls it, hearing wood crack the entire time, and basically breaks the thing in order to make a small oyster shield cover on the back of this cart.
I like it.
As you basically restructure the card a little bit for your cover advantage.
I'll do you one better, Ivan.
Yeah.
Fateless uses his superhuman strength and he uproots a tree and then throws it at the people running at us and they fall down and we hear a bowling pin strike sound effect. Yeah. Pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
No, that's stupid. That didn't
But
happen.
But fun.
When he starts repurposing the cart, would a citizen of Mercleon come running out of the forest and going, "My cart, my beautiful cart"?
Please, can that happen, please? Can he also sell cabbages? That's a separate thing.
Oh, my cabbages.
My cabbages!
Cabbages. That's great.
Nobody realized the Avatar throwback?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's the bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cabbages.
Like cabbages.
It's one of the best recurring bits in that
You were
series.
in that episode? Yeah, you did. You did.
Was that Avatar Day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
definitely in that episode.
Cool, man.
Well,
That is really cool.
then I think that's it. We have you in the cart with some cover.
Yep.
You
All
watch
right.
as more men start flooding out with other
good
two
call.
shooting.
Good call.
You are going to start, it is going to be the brute
said, did you
squads
run away?
round now. So what'll happen is you will take 2 wounds, sir, from crossbow bolt fire
That's okay.
as they start coming in.
Oh, yikes.
And you watch as more men come out and they continue to fire their crossbolts. You hear more dunk, 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 as it's hitting the oyster. But you, Fateless Sir, will also take 2, and Alejandro, you will also still take 2 as they're poking through you. It's still 4. There's 2 squads of 4 strength.
Ooh.
Guess we should
Did I
have saved
take
that
any?
raise to avoid that.
You did not, because no one wanted to spend extra
Okay.
onto you at the moment.
Ha ha ha.
But
That's all you.
there is riddling crossbow bolt fire as you continue to hear them come by. Some of you are getting scraped. Some of you are getting poked because they're coming through the wood enough in order to, scar you up a little bit. And things are pretty nasty, but the thing's moving.
Alejandro, get us out of here.
I like the idea of riddling crossbow bolts, like asking us riddles. Like the crossbow bolts are like, "Hey, before you go, what do you got when you cross an orange with it?"
What walks on four legs in the morning, 2 legs in the afternoon, and 3 in the evening?
There's no opening, but there's gold inside.
So
I've never understood that riddle. That 4 in the morning.
yeah,
'Cause it's
Crawling.
like-
Crawling.
yeah, but like a baby, you don't age in a day.
Well, it's a metaphor.
The
for
morning is the
Right.
beginning of your life.
Right. See,
The
that's the part where I'm
afternoon
like,
is
that's
the middle
a
of your
bullshit
life.
riddle
The evening
because
is
Well,
the
but
end
that's
of
why
your
it's a
life.
riddle.
it should say like what.
riddles
Most
are
riddles
full
have
of
some
metaphors.
Yeah,
It's
but
a way-
most riddles have
it's a
some
way to
bullshittery to
explain
I
them.
mean, I
it.
agree-
They
I
can't
agree
just be
with
like, they can't be like, as
What-
a young thing, it crawls on 4 legs.
In the beginning of its life.
40 years later, it's
Yeah.
like walking.
'Cause then it would be like,
and
oh,
then
man,
30 years later,
It's a human.
Yeah.
That's right.
And
they
you
have
know
to
what? At
promote
least
outside the box thinking.
these riddling crossbow bolts aren't eating you if you get it wrong.
Yeah.
Right? That happened.
Yes,
They had
I know.
yeah.
The Sphinx was very like, oh, you don't remember.
That was so weird and gross. It's like Freddy Krueger.
Mealtime.
It was
Yep.
weird.
Yeah.
It was. Oh no, I'm talking about they had a.
Before you joined the game,
Oh,
when
you guys
Werewolf, there was this
We were in
weird
hell.
riddling doorway. These series of
Oh,
doorways that
lots
would
of,
ask us riddles.
Lots of flesh in this tower. This
And-
entire, might have been made incredibly, just completely.
Yeah, it was weird.
However,
and gross.
we answered, the door would open. But then if we were wrong,
It would eat
the
somebody.
hallway that we were in, which was full of teeth, would start closing in on it.
That's very unfortunate.
So you would give the answer, the door would open.
They'd be like, oh, you guys are so good. Look, you figured out the. No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
It was always fun to kind of feel the tension of who's gonna walk through first.
Yeah,
Right.
we
Situation.
got ripped apart.
Yeah, that first one was nasty.
That's when your porcupine suit comes in handy.
So Alejandro
poked back.
hopping onto the cart, sha sha sha, as he continues to click in the horses.
Vámonos.
Very excited to get out of here. Lifts up neighing as they continue to
We get a
run,
real
and
horse.
the cart is just ricketing and moving forward. We gotta do some finesse and athletics even to just stay on board this thing at the moment. So we have a little bit of a chase sequence, at least for one, as these guys are going out and firing rounds in. Here's the situation, is that you're riding out of town, or at least riding out of this plantation at the moment, and there's still another volley of crossbow bolts firing at you. So, Fateless's cover is still in effect, but in order to not fall on this thing, in order to not fall off this thing, I mean, there's got to be at least one raise, and in order to negate wounds, and there's 2 in this circumstance for the big squads,
Okay.
you have to spend 2 raises as well.
Got you.
So 3 raises to just get out of here without anything left. And if you'd like to, if anyone has an opportunity they would like to pitch to me, I'm willing to listen.
I would just like to use those 3 to get out of here. Like
Great.
you said, I got 3. I'm
I
done.
got 5.
Got it.
And what I want to do is, so it
Milton.
seems like Milton's just having a hard time. Maybe with
Okay,
one
you got
hand
it.
he's like this, and he's kind of off the cart a little bit. Maybe in
Yeah.
that place where Fateless rips the wall from.
Great.
And he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And so I'm holding on pretty sturdily, and I'm pretty dexterous. So I the opportunity is offering my hand to him and to toss him. Come back in the cart.
What happened?
Oh no, do you remember the last minute? And I kind of position him a little bit in the front of the cart, so he's
That's great.
Yeah, away
Better
from
cover.
the
That's
fire.
beautiful. That's a good moment. You're riding along the cart, Milton's, and you grab him and pull him down.
And I look back and say, I know that we have horses present, but now is not the time for horseplay, huh?
How about you, Fateless?
I have the fella.
Okay.
So 3 to do all the stuffs.
Yeah.
He's clear of wounds and everything like that.
Well, yep.
Wow.
He's not falling off the damn thing.
We like that.
You could lean over and give him a high five or something.
Right? I'm like, hey man, you almost fell out the cart. That was so cool. No. All right. We have some type of opportunity. What would be an opportunity here?
I don't, honestly, there doesn't always have to be an opportunity.
Right.
So I think that's fine. If the opportunity is just to get the hell out of Dodge.
Right. I just want to make sure nobody's wounded.
Okay.
What if
So
the-
I mean,
what-
I'm wounded, but
What
Well, I'm
if the
saying
opportunity?
we can avoid a wound.
We're riding, right? We're going real
Not
fast.
from
What if
that.
the opportunity is that like
I'm already wounded from the
we're,
crossbow bolt.
we're going as fast as we can, and then like a portal opens up, and the Grand Inquisitor walks out. And he's like, "Hey!" And then we run him over, and then we kill him.
Amazing.
Wonderful opportunity.
Wonderful
See,
opportunity.
Really good
this was the
storytelling.
this was the fear that I had in this creating opportunity
opportunity?
situation
Yeah.
because Hector, you were legendary for that magical wish spell. Remember when we played Big Motherfucking Crab Truckers
That's
together?
fun.
You were
a
the
good time.
best at it. So.
But okay, wait. So yeah, okay. There's not much.
Yo!
Hey, I know you.
Yes, my planner. Whoa!
Oh well.
So it's all good. So you guys essentially get inside of the cart. You start going off at high speeds. It's rickety a little bit from dealing with the mud. And you continue to... You're holding on to it for dear life. And you guys basically barrel into town as you watch 4 men on horses ride right past you.
Dummies.
As they literally ride... Whoa! As they kind of turn around and watch as this cart just barrels down the arbory tunnel that you guys rode into as you start to
Straight for the magistrate.
get into Mercleon. So,
Well, no, we're actually heading. Are we heading towards Mercleon, or are we heading towards the fort?
To
Where-
prevent a execution.
Yeah.
Oh.
you have a few minutes to discuss it as you're riding into town, because unfortunately, well, you know what?
What's the schedule? What time of day is it now? And then like when is it
Oh,
going to
it
be?
is. It's in the dead of night.
Dead of night. So midnight, 1 a.m., something like that.
Yeah, and actually, I'm gonna go so far as to say that I don't think you guys are gonna get away that easy. I think there's gonna be still men on horses that are coming after you with crossbow bolts. So let's keep this action sequence going,
Okay.
shall we?
But do you guys want to go to the fort, or do you want to go back to Mercleon?
I could
I
go
think we
either
want
way.
to get out of the situation and
Yeah.
then figure out.
I wanted to determine how
There.
much time it was going to take until the execution in the morning. If the morning's going to be at dawn, right? The execution's going to be at dawn. So if it's middle of the night, it's like a couple hours until then. Does that mean that we have time to escape, hide, or do we? Is it like
There's no
4
hiding. We
a.m.?
need to, but there's no hiding here. We need to get.
We could hide.
But what? Hide and then show up at the place we know he's going to be that he knows we're going to be.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. But just until then, avoid getting killed by dudes. Following
Well, I'm
us.
into the avoid getting killed by dudes.
Yeah.
Just don't know that hiding.
That's key. That's key.
Yeah, avoiding getting killed is very much key.
Yeah.
I'm with that. That's a good plan.
So riding into town, you watch to see as you continue, the horses are panting, and you can see a little bit of foam coming off as like.
Is it raining here in town?
riding. Still raining. Still raining really hard.
This is the storm that never ends.
Yeah,
Be
thanks,
mad
I
at
want to
Milton.
thank you, Milton, my friend.
We don't have a
you
river.
watch
Probably
his-
wasn't even Milton. It was probably just like a freak accident occurrence.
Yeah,
Okay.
it wasn't
Coincidence.
predicted for rain, but there's rain now. And you're watching as steam is coming off the backs of these horses as you can start to hear as more hoof sounds. Smells more like coconuts. Comes up and you can see as several men in robes, masks off at this stage, are still riding on horses, and they're low onto their horses in full gallop.
And the Mercleon Guard are here now too, right?
No, those 4 men who passed you were more.
Oh, they're more Vadicine.
Yeah.
Oh, that's no.
So.
Oh, wait. Okay. So wait, I didn't realize they were Vadicine, and we're about to do a little tete-a-tete, right? How
Well,
close?
you have essentially now 4 2 brute squads of 4, not unlike what you had back there.
Close
approaching you.
by did they pass us?
They
We didn't
on
get-
2 on either side went by this way.
So, but I mean, like, do we have time to do something as they were?
Well, this is the new approach. So, did you
Right.
have any raises left over from that last?
I had one.
You
Let's
had one?
remember.
That's right. Retroactively, I'll allow you to take one of those raises to knock a dude out as he's coming alongside of you.
Nice.
Good night, Gwenetta.
Do you want to describe it for me?
Yes. So,
Paint me the picture as I'm
Yes.
trying so hard to coin.
okay. So I'm I'm probably standing at the back of the cart, reinforcing the oyster, watching the 2. And even through the rain, my preternatural battle senses, and from being in water situations where you have that all the time, notice that there are people approaching. I'm sure my sword would have been put up by now, but I will. Faithless cocks his head to the side, notices that they're coming, and kind of edges out to the side of the cart, grabs a hold, draws his sword in one smooth motion, draws his sword, and just backswings. And just,
You watch as a head flips through the air as it.
And then, as the other guy goes by, I will follow his motion with my sword, letting him know that he is soon to join his companion.
How very blade-like of you. That was impressive.
Thank you.
So, yes, the horse just as it just continues to ride off while the other 3 do their circle.
Do they
around.
have crossbows?
Everybody has crossbows.
Why does everybody but us have crossbows?
Man,
Everybody
I
has
gotta go to the crossbow
crossbows.
Why
store.
didn't the mayor give us some Merkleon
Crossbow.
Well, but these 2, but the one that came around this way, do not have them readied.
Right.
They
They're
should treat you
just-
to
they're
the
just
crossbow
turning around.
They're
festival.
gonna have to crank.
I know, right? Why is the
At
oyster
what point
festival?
can I open up my bag and go, Snake, what have you got for me?
Snake.
Oh yes.
He can help here.
You
Come on, Kalishima. Save the
Kalishima.
day.
Is there enough cover to get the pistols loaded and dry?
There's
Was there?
definitely not. I mean, it's one of those things where the black powder has to be dried.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and even if you did it would be wet again. Kalishima, as you look into the bag, it being what type of snake did we determine it to be?
He was like a
Corn snake.
Corn
right?
snake, yeah.
This, beautifully banded, colored corn snake. You hear his mental connection to you, essentially give a metaphorical shrug.
Damn it.
And you hear him. You forget, Spino. In this damn world, I'm just a snake. I can talk to you, and that's all well and good, but I don't even know what's going on. I've been in this damn bag.
Should probably be using him for scouting type situations.
Well,
You will now.
Well, you're screwed. Can I go back in the bag?
That attitude. I could do without that attitude.
We need something to shoot
And
with.
that's why I haven't used the snake yet.
Wait,
Like-
realize
like
I was.
scouting.
You do realize I was almost a god.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we were gonna give you a trophy.
I'm not exactly.
They can't shoot right now.
I'm allowed to be a little
Yes,
bitter
but-
about it. Yeah, the essentially you have these men who are continuing to ride off, but as you get closer, you see that they fire another volley. As the 4 men in crossbows, or four men with crossbows on horseback, kind of fire their volley at you, and
On horseback, in the rain, shooting, and we have cover.
right, it will.
Just saying, that's going to be a little bit tricky.
This is a romantic game, and to be fair, you guys do some pretty extraordinary things.
Yeah, but that's us. We do. We're heroes. They're They're Vatacy guards. Come on.
Fateless, take a wound.
They're extras.
Take a wound, Fateless.
That's too realistic. We don't like that.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I mean, we do unrealistic things. Name 15.
I know, right?
So as you lean out, Fateless, and swipe, as you continue to take one, you hear a crossbow whiz as it rips right by you, nicking you again on the shoulder in a near miss situation.
Can I see who shot that crossbow?
It was one of them, for sure. And they all continue. You can see them as they're all leaning down. You see them kind of coming off to the side as they're continuing to reload the crossbow. But as you 4 ride into, you start to see that you're getting into the farmlands, or at least you're starting to see some of the farm buildings that are on the outskirts of Merkleon.
Cool.
And you watch as all 8 of them, currently still running after you, stop kind of at the side of the farmlands, or at least the cottages getting in, is you can start to see lights being lit in the midst of windows as you're hearing sounds of horses that are coming down their thoroughway. And you can watch as all of them kind of turn around and ride back.
Before they do that,
big old screw you.
So we didn't have to outrun them because they're secretive. So they hightailed it out of there because people were waking up. Because
Well, you were waking them up with your noisy cart, yeah. But definitely, no one wants to see members. No, they don't want to have the population seeing members of the
Where's that head?
riding into town. What?
Where did that head end up?
Oh, it's in the forest somewhere. Yes. And unfortunately, that's all the time we have.
Oh, the chase scene's over, and now it's
Chase scene's over as you guys are riding back into Mercleon with the dawn of the execution coming upon you. But you did manage to at least escape capture.
And
we learned some valuable information. Very valuable information.
Nobody expects the Castilian Inquisition.
No one expects the Castilian Inquisition.
Oh, another Benny!
On the way in.
If we're not near the ocean, that bird is lost.
We are near. It's a
Ocean town.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's a
port town. It is a port town.
Well, with that, please join us again next week as the adventure will continue. We will eventually get to the execution, whether one thing happens or another. But we'll be back, and I think everyone should be in town next week. So we'll have the full round.
Look, Nicole's coming too.
Oh,
She'll be speaking next episode.
wee! So thank you again for joining us. As always, we love to hear your feedback, so don't be afraid to use that hashtag ForeverVerse on Twitter. And we'll see you then, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Happy Thanksgiving!
Happy
Thanksgiving! Enjoy time with whoever you're enjoying your time with for Thanksgiving.
Absolutely. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this episode of ForeverVerse. Make sure to like and comment and subscribe as we'll be releasing episodes on every Thursday on GNS's YouTube, starting with the first episode right here. If you'd like to jump ahead to the current point in our campaign, you can always watch us live on Twitch, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you want to watch ForeverVerse episodes that are available right now, you can always go to ProjectAlpha.com. They are all there for you. And if you want to watch episodes that we've already released on YouTube, there's this fun little playlist right here. Thanks. Goodbye. Yes.